Okay, I'm going to do a reply to this gentleman's video. I'll leave the link to the original video in the more. But I got some things I wanted to say about this, okay? I find this actually pretty funny myself. Even though it shouldn't be funny, it is funny because for years now, I've grown up in a country or society that pushes male bashing. That's right. Okay. 365 days a year on your television, you can see male shaming, male shaming, male shaming, male bashing, male bashing, male bashing. Whether it's on your mainstream media news, whether it's in a sitcom, whether it's in a commercial, whether it's in a movie, it's in our face 365 days a year. Then we watch the family court systems and we see the bias against the male gender. Because of social engineering and programming, divide and conquer, break up the family unit, destroy the family unit. We've watched feminist women slam men to the ground thousands and thousands of times over. We've seen where a feminist woman took a marker and wrote all over a little baby's body, calling this little boy every insult you could think of. I've seen a movie that was made called A World Without Men. That's right, where they pushed the idea of having a world where all men pretty much were killed off. We've seen women, feminist women, make statements similar to that, saying that all men should be dead. We've seen how far this division created by NWO and social engineering programming, and I don't care what people say, I got some people up there say they hate it when I bring that up, and they hate it because what, it's the truth? Yes. Well, here's a man who recorded a female that he was with as his ex now, who he was watching MGTOW videos, who became fired up and pissed off at the fact that he was watching MGTOW videos. When you look in the manosphere online and you hear people speaking up on the war of the genders, a lot of truth has been told. And just like the person who gets mad at me for bringing up social engineering, that person, even though it's a guy, has got the same mentality as this female you're about to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. They're wounded by the truth. The truth hurts them. That's right. But you know what I find ironic is what's said at the end. So I'm going to play this clip for you here. It's about 3 minutes long or so. And then I'll say something after it's done, okay? But listen to this. I think you're going to find this is pretty ironic, the discussion that's going on here. How angry this woman is over having to recognize what's really going on in society and not wanting to accept it. And then the last thing that you're going to hear is even more ironic, because Syrians men have been putting up with this for years now, how bad she gets fired up just because of what she watches on television all the time when she watches her TV. But because it's not her, she don't care. Because it's not her gender, she don't care. So listen up.
They say that, and then they talk about the unfairness in the court system.
The unfairness of what women will do. Have I done anything to you? Have I
told you, if it doesn't apply to you, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. If you don't think that's you, why do you care?
See, what he's saying right there, I'm going to pause it just for a moment because I forgot about that part. It's so correct. You know, even myself, when I come up and talk about men or if I come up and talk about women, I'm not talking about all men or all women. I'm talking to the men and women who represent the behavior I'm talking about. And if you don't represent that behavior, then I'm obviously not talking to you. But we have to keep repeating ourselves like broken records over and over and over when it comes to this particular situation for the reason that you're hearing here. She's pissed.
Because if they say all women,
They don't mean all women, okay? Clearly, there's successful marriages out there, are there not? Clearly, right? And these people who have done their research know this.
no, this one man who's a fucking ass.
How is he an ass? Are you telling the
He
truth?
completely sits there and belittles and degrades women that were only basically walking vaginas. And yes, that is hurtful.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I'm not just a walking vagina. I have a brain. I make my own fucking money. I take care of my own damn self. And I've never asked you for anything. I've helped you because I want to help you, because I love you, because I care about you. Have I asked you for anything? Anything?
I did not say those videos don't apply to you. They don't apply to you, right? So why are you getting upset over those videos?
Because he said all women.
Okay.
As if
He does not mean all
He
women.
makes men like you fucking hate and destroy women. And that's
Destroy
exactly,
women.
yeah.
First of all, when he said all women, it's not all. Okay? That's simple conversation. Just like when we watch Tommy Sotomayor and he's talking about and he's saying all black women. He doesn't mean all black women. He even has to fucking say in his video that when I'm talking about black women and I say all black women, no, I don't mean all black women. So just because he said all women are cunts or all women are fucking bitches, no, not all women are fucking cunts. Because there are successful marriages out there, and there are women who understand that they are fucking women. So, again, you're getting upset over videos that you claim that it's not you. So why are you upset? Because he said all women. And he's not talking about all women. Because clearly, you're not that, right? Okay, so why are you getting upset? Why are you getting upset?
Because he said all women. God, how many times do I have to say it?
I'm explaining to you that's not.
Then that's fine. Okay, so let's move past it. So he doesn't mean all women. Okay, got it. But I'm laying on my bed listening to women bashing for the last several hours. Steadily women bashing. Steadily women bashing.
Okay. So she's laying on her bed, listening to women bashing steadily for hours now. Women bashing, women bashing. She's furious. She's upset. She's mad. This guy's a complete blah, 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 blah. And this guy here that's talking to her, I'll leave the link for you so you can listen to the whole thing. She literally tried to say that he's changed his behaviors and he's become hateful and bitter towards women from watching these videos. And that wouldn't be true at all. If he's becoming angry with women, it's because of women's behavior. Because this is all truth. All she had to do was be with a woman in today's society to understand clearly drama, drama, drama. Drama, drama, drama. Over nothing. Over crumbs. Over spilt milk. Over the toilet paper rolls put on the holder the wrong way from what you want it. Okay? Because they're not you. Okay? I mean, it's all trivial, childish things to be angry at that people are fighting over, okay? And the majority of times. Sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's over finances, and sometimes it can be legit, and sometimes it's not legit. But just the same, I guess what gets me here, what makes me really go on this one is for the fact that, see, she steadily complained about, oh, the woman bashing, the woman bashing, the woman bashing, right? This really fired her up. But meantime, she sat back for all of her life watching a television set that's been male bashing, male bashing, male bashing, male bashing 365 days a year. We've watched all of the insults hurled at men all over the line. We on the internet, we've seen all the male bashing from the feminists. Every insult possible has been hurled at men for year after year after year after year. The court system, the family court system, is biased and 100% on the woman's side, slamming the man down. We watched Joe Biden and Barack Obama climb up there and shame men. That's right. Shame the living heck out of men. We watched laws be wrote that says the Violence Against Women's Act, where a man can never, ever, ever be the victim of domestic violence. It doesn't matter if she beat you in the head with a baseball bat, if she took a hammer and broke your collarbone. Doesn't matter what she does to you, because by default, you have a penis. So therefore, by default, you're not a victim. It was literally wrote into the law that a man cannot be the victim of domestic violence. And I can go on for hours with this stuff that's all factual truth and right in your face. And then we have the double standards that are totally outrageous in your face. Okay? So, being born a man in today's society is like, why don't you just kill it? It's born the wrong gender, kill it. Because what we're seeing is complete man-hating, a man-hating society where men are throwing men under the bus and women throwing men under the bus, and none of these females see anything wrong with it, but every now and again, one female out of every 100,000 will pop up and say something and see it. And the rest of the females are just all going along with it, just gratefully, no problem at all. And so, here's what it's like when a female gets a taste of her own medicine. Here's what it's like when she hears the truth about her own gender. And even though she claims that she's not like all these other women, she is very upset over the fact that she's hearing female bashing. But she had no problem when she was hearing male bashing all her life, right? That was no big deal. So what? Did you hear her get angry or upset over the way men are being treated when it was right in her face? No, you didn't hear that. Did you hear her acknowledge that? I could understand. Yeah, I do understand you because this is going on. Men are being treated this way by women. You have a right to be upset. Could she say something like that? No, she couldn't. No, that was, we're not going to acknowledge it. Because if she acknowledged it, then she'd have to say, yeah, you're correct. This is going on. I've been watching it my whole life. I guess if I was in your shoes, I'd probably feel the same way. But no, when she gets to hear some female bashing, she's irate. What does she do? She accuses him of being hateful and allowing the truth to change him and make him hate women. So now he's a woman hater, see? But the entire time, her whole life, she sat back and listened and watched it. You ain't gonna tell me she didn't know this was going on. No way. There's no way in hell you didn't know this was going on. But see, because it wasn't directed at your gender, you was okay with it. You're only not okay with it when you get to hear something being said against your gender. That's the reason I've done this reply. Because it's important that we hear stuff like this so that you can understand What have I said so many times? You know how angry the women in this country would be if we took the next 10 years and Hollywood flipped the script? That's right. If we flipped the script and 365 days a year we had female shaming going on, if we had, we got Dr. Phil and Lifetime TV, which are both male bashers. Lifetime TV focuses in on shaming men and putting men down. Fake Phil likes to put his own gender down as much as possible. We've heard it thousands of times out of his mouth. Well, can you imagine if we flipped the script? That's right. And we had Dr. Sue, female bashing her own gender. And we had a Lifetime network for men that focused in on female bashing. And then we had commercials where women were made to completely look stupid and dumb and couldn't do anything without the man. And we had sitcoms that women were made to look completely stupid and dumb and couldn't do anything without the man. You know how angry the women would be in this country? Just imagine it. You see how mad she is just over a few hours? When us men have been putting up with this for our whole damn lives. This is why I said there'd be an outcry. A big outcry in this country if we flipped the scripts, wouldn't there? But when you leave it the way it is, how do you think men feel? Don't you think there's millions and millions of men who have gotten upset and felt the same way she did over what they're seeing going on? And do you think she gave a shit? No, she didn't. Because it wasn't about her gender. Sad, isn't it? But I wanted to point that part out about this man's video that he posted up. Because the guy who recorded this conversation between his ex and him, I give him all hands up and kudos for making this public. Because it needs to be public, because you need to see how right I was when I told you if we flipped this around, how angry women would be. And see, this woman's only one example of thousands and thousands of women who would be very upset just like her. Even if they had to deal with it for 3 or 4 hours. But meantime, it's all right, ladies, if we deal with it our whole life, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, in our face all the time, right? And we're not supposed to have emotions and feelings because, after all, somehow when you're born a male, a man, a boy, the male gender, somehow that equals you're not a human. I haven't figured out how that equals that, but according to our society, it equals you're less of a human than she is. Anyhow, I'm going to get on out of here, but I wanted to point this out. Leave your comments, and I'll put the link to where I got this and the more for you. But I had to do this.